there, it's Allison from Dreamweaver Designs, and today on Thinking Outside the Box, I would like to show you a very easy way to create what I think looks like stained glass on polymer clay. So we're going to dive right in, and these are the supplies needed. You can use any stencil of your choice, but for this particular one, I used a stencil from this pack, and it's this middle one here. And this is a Tim Holtz Collection mini stencil. I'll have links to everything in the description below this video, like I always do. So if you want to just click on a link, you'll be able to find it below the video. So we'll use this stencil here. You're going to need a roller. You're going to need cutters of your choice, and for this project I chose these two size teardrop cutters because I'll be making a pendant and earrings. I have Sculpey Primo Black, and I've rolled it out to a number 4 on my pasta machine because I am going to finish these off with UV resin. You don't need to use UV resin. You can finish it off with, Varathane or a Sculpey glaze or whatever you choose, but I do suggest that you do protect it with something. And of course, my favorite interference paints, and these are the Deco Art Media Fluid Acrylics, and today I'll be using violet, turquoise, and blue. So I'm going to get set up and we'll get started. Okay, so I have my stencil, and I really love these stencils. They come in a larger size also, and that is the same 3-piece set, but just a little bit larger. You're going to go ahead and place your stencil out onto your clay and just kind of pat it down. I'm going to move these out of the way. And then you're going to roll it down. You want that stencil to really be imprinted in the clay. I mean, you're not rolling really hard, but just enough where paint's not going to get under the stencil. And maybe turn it this way, just to make sure I'm getting it evenly everywhere. All right, make sure I'm still in shot. All right, the next thing that you're gonna do is we are gonna take our fingers and we're gonna finger paint. And this is one of my favorite things to do with this particular paint, because when you use your fingers, it leaves your fingerprint as a texture in the paint. And I'm just gonna be dabbing it on, but if you want it to be more intricate and just get in each individual space, you could take a very fine line paintbrush and you could do each individual area separate with the colors. But I really like the effect of it just all over the place. So it doesn't really matter what color you start with, but I am going to start with purple. And you want to shake these paints up really well to make sure all the pigment is dispersed. And I like to work out of the cap. So I'm just going to take a little bit of paint and I'm going to dab some of it off on the side here of my workspace, because we're not putting it on real thick. And you're just going to dab it wherever you want. And that's the fun thing about this, is it is totally random and you will have a totally different look each time. So I'm leaving spots for the other two colors to be, so I'm not covering the whole thing in the purple. And I'll add just a little bit more, because purple is my favorite color, as most of you know. And I try not to leave any white areas of the paint. Okay, so we can move on to the next color. Let me just grab a baby wipe to wipe my fingers off with. And the next color, I am going to use the turquoise. And I'll dab some off and put it over to the side so it's not so thick on my finger. And it's really just that easy. You just put it where you want it. And like I said, with this paint, I really love the effect when I use my fingers as opposed to a brush, because it leaves a nice little texture in there. And we'll put a little bit up here. And I think the rest we'll do in blue. Put some over here. And I'm going to cover up all the remaining black spots in the blue, with the blue. And this is going to give you a beautiful veneer that you can also use in other ways. You don't have to cut pendant and earrings. You can leave it in one big piece and say cover a box to make a cute gift box. Something decorative like on the top of a jar candle, like the lid of a jar candle. So I'm making sure that I have all the black areas covered. And if they're not, it's fine. You know, it's still going to look good. I just want color everywhere. All right. Now we are going to pull back our stencil to reveal the black lines that are left. And I have a little furry thing flying off of there that I want to try and grab without ruining my, can't find my tweezers, of course. Well, let's see if we can get it without tweezers. I'm gonna do this off camera. All right, I got that little furry thing off of there. What you're gonna wanna do is either put this in some water to get the paint off of it, you know, while it's still wet, or you can wipe it with a baby wipe and then go ahead and clean it with soap and water later. These stencils are pretty durable. And as you can see, I have a silicone work mat here, so that paint just wipes right up. So real easy cleanup. All right, now we just need to decide, and let me show you what we have so far up close. This is what it looks like with the paint on there. The color is absolutely brilliant on the black clay. And when you resin it, oh my goodness, the color really pops and shines. So now it's just a matter of choosing where you want to place your cuts. And I'm going to be making a pendant and earrings. So, you know, I'm just going to just randomly put this down. I kind of want, you know, an area that has all the colors in it. The blue, the turquoise, the purple. And I'm really liking this area here, so just gonna go ahead and cut that out, and I wiggle it just a little. And then I need to cut two of these to make a pair of earrings. So I want some of that blue and purple and green in there. And I want to try and find another spot that's similar to that one. And that looks like it would be good right there. And of course, you can go ahead and cut more shapes out, but I'm going to go ahead and pull this up, and we can save that for another project. And I did forget to mention, I like to use these little eyelets, and you can find these at Hobby Lobby. I'll have a link to these below. And I like to put them up top to form my holes now. So I'm gonna go with black, and I am gonna need to find my tweezers for this. So I will be right back. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get 3 of these out. And this is really easy too, and you're just gonna go ahead and bake these with your eyelets in there. They are metal, so it will not affect them at all. And you're just going to center them onto your piece. So, let me get this standing up. Put it onto your clay, make sure it's centered, and then you can go ahead and push it in. And it's that easy. It pushes down right into the tile. Do the same with the pendant. Making sure that it's centered. Push it in. And the other earring. And there you go. You don't have to worry about the centers in them once you bake it. Those will pop right out when when the clay is fully cured. So we're going to go ahead and put these in the oven for 1 hour for 60 minutes at 275. And I'll be back. And here are our finished pieces, fresh out of the oven. They are still hot, that's why I have an oven mitt on. I am going to resin these pieces, but I just wanted to show you that if you take a dotting tool, once these are cooled off, this center here where there's clay, you just push it right out of there. Once you take your pieces off the tile, you can push that center piece right out of there. And I like to go ahead and resin right with that on. If you're interested in finishing off your piece with resin, in the description below this video and at the end of this video, I will have a link to how I finish my pieces off with resin. Trying to make my videos a little shorter, so I'm not putting it in here, but that video right there will show you exactly how to do it. So I am going to go ahead and resin these, and at the end of this video, I will have a short clip with the finished product. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you found it helpful, and I hope that it brings a little inspiration to your day. I really like bringing you fun, free tutorials, and if you like it, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and I'll be back with more soon. My schedule's been a little crazy lately, and that's why I haven't been on so much. I've been helping out my 92-year-old mother quite a bit lately, and with all the COVID and all the craziness in the world, it's just sometimes hard to get into the studio. So I'm sure that you can all relate. But I hopefully will have another video for you next week. And I always like bringing fun ideas to the table. So stay tuned. The very next clip is going to be the finished product. Thanks again for watching. Have a wonderful day.